right, we are live. What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And we need to look at this market because there is blood in the streets. Oh my gosh, it looks like Bitcoin has decided to flip back bearish again after a brief 4-hour cycle that looked like it was recovering. So we are going to break down the chart, run through the favorites, look at some of the micro caps and alts, and then look at the memes and see if we can determine if we're going to get the 57K or if we're going to get the 52K and what the outlook is on the alts and the memes. So if you are here and in the house, I want you to post in the chat and let me know that you are here and type "Let's go"
Yay!
in the chat, and then we will get this party started and break down these charts. I'm going to see if I can get my chat. There it is. I've got the chat box loaded on the computer so I can see what your questions are, and we're just going to go ahead and get started. So let me know. Again, check in if you are on the stream, typing "Let's go," and then we will break it down. I was kind of thinking that maybe Bitcoin would kind of shore itself up and give us a little bit more of a pause, but now that I'm looking at the 4-hour chart, I don't think that's going to happen. We're moving up at the moment, and we're looking kind of bullish on the 1-hour chart here. But you can see that while the stochastic is going up and we've got a red doji candle up top, that is not a good indication that we're going to park it right here and not bleed any further. So it looks like the rest of the board is blood red. I'm scrolling down and I've got about 100 different projects that are on my main board, and I'm seeing 4 of them with green and the rest of them are all red. So we do have blood in the streets yet again, and this correction is continuing. We'll just have to see how the charts are reading out to us, if it's saying this is brief or if this is going to take a little while longer. So let's just get going on the Bitcoin chart, and I'll tell you what I see. On the 4-hour, bearish. We've got a bearish crossover that played on out, and we're poking into the oversold zone. So momentum is still looking downward. We're still staring this 57K volume node here in the face. And I think we're probably going to get what is known as a death cross right here. Do you see how let me see if I can get my drawing tool up here. Do you see how the 50 EMA is coming down and how the 200 EMA is just a little flatter because it's not as volatile of an average, but you see how they're coming close right here? I was going to cross and we'll get what is called a death cross. And it's not a serious death cross. This is just on the 4-hour, and that normally doesn't mean anything big. Usually a death cross on the 1 week and 1 month chart is a much more serious thing. So this is where you call it a golden cross. And so when you're down here on the 4-hour chart, we just look at this as a confirmation of the direction of a channel. So whenever these 2 lines crossed here, it confirmed, yeah, we're in a bullish trading or a bullish trending swing channel. Okay, and what happens there is you have this channel. If you drew it, it would look like this, and it means that price is just bouncing up and down within a bullish channel. But then when you break the bottom of the channel, we have a swing channel change, and we go from a bullish trending channel to a bearish trending channel. And so now price jumps around within a channel that is pointing downwards. And it will be confirmed after, after this crosses right here. I can't quite get the drawing tool to work there, but you get the idea. So we are in a bullish channel. Again, check in, guys. If you are in the house and you are watching, I need to know who you are. Type "Let's go"
Yay!
in the chat. and I'll know who is here. Okay, so back to the chart. This is the 4-hour. Now let's crank it up to the 1-day chart. Let me get that line off of there. So the 1-day chart is also looking bearish, and we're touching. See, we glanced off of the 200 EMA, and now we're wicking back up. So it's like dipping your toe into the hot water in the hot tub. Hey, like James Brown used to say, just dipping it in and pulling back up. But looking at the stochastic, as it's just going straight down, I think we're going to enter into oversold, and we will possibly violate this blue 200 EMA. And as I said in the last video, if we violate the 200 EMA, we go down to the 57K volume node on the VPVR. And then if we don't stick to the 57K node, if we break that, we're headed towards the red dashed line, which I think is going to be the bottom of this correction channel. I would say that we'll probably start a swing channel up. Now, when you look at this 1-day chart, it just looks like side banding. So it's really not going to be that bad of news, because ever since the date of Friday, the 16th of February of this year, we can call this all side banding, because we came up, we bumped our head on the red dash line as resistance, and then we broke through it and it became support. And so now we bounce around. So if we come down to the red dash line and bounce up again, it's just going to be another swing channel up, and it's overall side banding. So on the 4-hour chart, we're in a bearish trending trading channel about to start. They could go down to 52K, but on the 1-day chart, it's just overall side banding. So there's nothing to be nervous about. All right, let's look and see. Well, first of all, we do have something downstairs on the MACD oscillators. There is a crossover, a bearish cross. And we are also printing solid red on the histogram. See those bars? Those are solid red. The oscillator is going to make their way down south and go below the 0 line. Okay, if bearish momentum continues, if we break that 200 EMA, and it looks to me like that is going to happen, because ever since way back here, here's a top right here, we're still in an overall, if we take a line from this top and come straight down here, this is the direction. So this is like a trading channel too, a bearish trending trading channel on the oscillators. Dadgummit, I need the line. Pick the line tool. There we go. Here's the channel. So I'm thinking we're going to have to come to the bottom here before we come up, so we can get rid of this bearish trend. Okay, now let's move on to the 1-week chart and see what we have. Remember what I said yesterday about the stochastic looking like it was wanting to hook over and cross over bearish. The hook is still there. And then we also see that the blue line falling away from the orange line, and the printing of a solid red bar on the histogram says that momentum is going downwards. And now we do have the 50 EMA line here, which it looks like it's coming up, but it's probably going to curl. And we might meet the price at the red dash line once the 50 EMA comes down. So that kind of confirms that 52K is possible. Right now, if I had to roll the dice, if I was a betting man, I'd say 57, highest probability. And then I would say next to that, 52K. Dropping below that, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, unless we got a catastrophic event, 44K, I don't think it's in the cards. So that's what it looks like on the 1-week chart. Kelly is in the house. What's up, Kelly?
Yay!
I will be answering your message. Got your message. I just woke up from a long nap today. Had a good, much needed nap. I don't think the correction will last long. And like I said, it's just side banding. All we're doing is side banding. Okay, so this is not anything to really worry about, because we are in a bull market. And I think that the side banding starts here when the red dash line became support, and we're just bouncing around. We might bounce down and glance off of it again. We could side band for the next several months And that is what you call a consolidation move. Okay, you can see it more so on the 1-day chart here. This consolidation move could continue into August, September, October, and then maybe by November we start just going on that run. Who knows? It might be December or January before the run starts. We might level up where there's the possibility that we go above this gold descending line. See that golden line? We could finish side banding, touch down here, and then we could jump up. And all of a sudden, this ascending golden line becomes the next support level for the next side banding trend. So let's say we jump down here and then we pop up and we do this, and we could bounce around up here and consolidate until we hit the all-out run when everything just goes north. So that's kind of a possible way that this could play out. Not guaranteed, but it's certainly highly possible. Okay, so we've got 8 concurrent viewers in the house today.
Woo!
You need to check in. You need to be like my good friend Kelly Boudreau from the Maple Leaf country up north of us. She is a Canadian, eh? Do you know how Canadians spell the name of their country? They spell it like this. C-A-A. No, wait. Here it is. C-A-N-A-D-A. Get it? A? Okay, that was a bad joke. All right, let's move on. All right, let's look and see what Ethereum is doing. Ethereum broke 3,000. It also tried to wick down but didn't quite touch down on its red dash line. But it's getting close, and it's very bearish right here, entering into the oversold zone. Next, Solana is below actually that red solid or this blue solid bar here. I think we are looking at the possibility of violating the 200 EMA. We still have a ways that we can go down here in the oversold zone, and it can languish down here. It doesn't mean that when you touch it has to come all the way back up. Look what it did here. It stayed down here for a little bit. So if that repeats, I think we could be looking at that $100 Solana, at which point I will probably pick up a couple Sol, stored away for playing my Solana meme coins. Okay, next we have Litecoin, which is looking bearish. Not quite. It's got a nice little doji candle here, but it's also looking to enter into the oversold zone. The MACD oscillators are just headed south again. We got 3 red bars solid on the histogram. I'm thinking the purple dash line is definitely in play, possibly the red dash line. Chain link at 1170. It's below the golden descending line, but it looks like this stochastic wants to curl around. So who knows? Maybe it'll stay here and bounce down the line. But if it falls too much further below the line, I think it's going to lose it and have a steep drop down. And this bearish cross here on the 1 week is confirmation that will at least continue bouncing down that line. But I would like to have some $10 chain link. I'll pick up $100 worth just to have it. Caspa's at 17.9, but look at the nice wick action. It violated the 50 EMA, but it wicked right back on up. So it kind of almost bounced to zone 2, and it came back up because I was telling you guys it was a possibility that we could jump back into this zone from 15.6 to 17. But it doesn't look like it wants to quite do that just yet, but there is a bearish cross on the MACD oscillators. Okay, so looking still bullish on the 1 week. But this blue line is curling over, but it'll probably continue up. I don't think that we'll be down here much longer. Maybe sideband and hit the middle of the trading channel and back up again. And it might snatch back up to the blue line at the top of the swing channel. Time will only tell. Taraxa's looking juicy. What I tell you yesterday, if it violates the bottom of this box, there's nothing to catch it, and it did. But it does look like the stochastic is trying to curl up and catch it, but the blue line is very divergent from the orange line on the lagging MACD oscillator. So it still could bleed down into negative price discovery. And the 4 hour looks bearish. I don't think it's going to catch itself just yet. And the 1 hour looks like a bottom. It's about to curl up. But overall on the 4-hour, I think we're going lower. So for the people that missed on Caspa, Taraxa is what I believe to be the next bet. JT is in the house. What is up, JT?
Yay!
All right, glad to have you here briefly, JT. And you were right with that message you sent me that Bitcoin was violating those moving averages and looking like it wanted to go down further. You hit the nail on the head, JT.
Woo!
All right, let's see. What else do I want to hit here? Filecoin is just about to sink down into zone 2. And if it does, we'll look to see if it finds a base level at $2.80 or 90 cents. I will pick up a little bit more Filecoin, not going crazy because there's a tremendous amount of supply left that is not in the circulating supply, but we do know that it is a very good project. I didn't do ADA last time, but look what ADA is doing. It's flirting with its red dash line. I don't know if I'm going to buy any ADA. There's just too many other projects that I think will catapult. I could get a small bag if it jumps into the strike zone, but I'm not just the hugest fan of ADA. Matic is, wow, wicking and touched on the red dash line. Are we going to stick it? No, we're not. It's going to violate because there's a crossover on the 1 week stochastic. And the lagging oscillators on the MACD are still divergent. It looked like it wanted to curl over. Now it's falling off limp again. So I think if I extend this line below the red dash line, worst case scenario, we could be looking at a 31-cent Matic. That would be a nice buying opportunity. Okay. OMI, we don't need to talk about that. It's just looking nasty. It's offensive. Toncoin at $5.93. It's looking like it's about to go on back down to touch on that 200 EMA. Looking bearish. We're already in the oversold zone, but it might curl up and recover and snap back up to this volume node at $6.70. I probably won't be buying Toncoin because it's not on Coinbase, and I don't feel like cloaking and finding a VPN and finding another exchange to buy it. So I'll take a pass on that, even though I think Toncoin could end up over $100 at the peak of the bull market. Looking at micros, POLX I talked about yesterday, Polylastic is at a bottom. I'm going to draw a line here and I'm going to watch this because we've wicked on that line. We'll make a red dash line for POLX. It's going to violate that line, and when it does, we're in reverse price discovery, and I might have to get a cheap bag just to swing trade because it usually makes a great recovery. One that you need to pay attention to is Swiftcoin, and it's looking bearish. The stochastic has flattened out. We didn't get a good crossover here, and the lagging oscillators are divergent and limp. Plus, we're printing the solid red bars on the histogram. Looking at the 4-hour for Swiftcoin, it looks like it's wanting to recover a little bit and come up, but the lagging MACD oscillators are also looking bearish. So I think we might end up trying to find the bottom of that channel, which would be a price of 0.0027. If it does go that low, I think I'll probably add 100,000. I've got 100,000 right now, but Swiftcoin to me is one of those safe bets. It's been vetted by Coinbase, so I don't think that we can lose our buns on that. Kelly Boudreaux says, Arthur Hayes is really bullish on Filecoin. Yes, he is. I've got like 10 Filecoin, or no, 20, I think, and I've had it forever, since like 2017. I might double that. Who knows? Maybe I'll have to watch some Arthur Hayes videos and get myself all hyped up and excited on Filecoin. Kelly, let me know, what is the highest prediction you've heard for Filecoin for this bull market? Let me know. Type that in the comments for me, please, and thank you. Okay, let's see what else on this list of the micros that I want to mention. I will mention RightStream, that I should have bought when it was at 0.002 of a cent, and I missed the explosion. I was tracking it back here, and then it did this, and it went up. It was like a 30x. I missed that. It almost made it 8 cents, actually a 40x. a 40x play in a matter of days. So now we are at the bottom of a support resistance zone for RightStream. I don't see it failing this, but it could. It could. The 1 day is looking like we're still in the oversold zone and looking bearish. The MACD lagging oscillators looks like it's limp and falling off. So maybe we do violate that baseline. This is not looking good either here. Look at that. Almost looks like a pump and dump. If it violates this base and comes back down here, I think we could hit the point of control price at 0.005, half a cent. If RightStream goes to a half a cent, I'm gonna get a bag.
Yay!
Okay, moving right along. Let's see here. Let's go to memes. And I just hit the wrong button because that's my news report story. Cut. I meant to do this one. Let's go to memes. I'm still memorizing the buttons on the stream box. See my stream box here? Okay. Anyway, back on topic. I'm clicking the memes button. And what did I tell you about Myro but that it would be juicy if it could break 10 cents? And it did. We are now in zone 3. The oscillators are touching, but the lagging oscillators on the MACD are saying it's not over yet. So I think that we are going to jump down to the bottom of this box at 6 cents. And if we fail that, we're going to get some cheap Myro. Cheap Myro, guys. If it goes to 5 cents, even 6, I'm buying. I might get a little bit right now. Who knows? I'll wait a little bit. But definitely, I'm looking to jump back into Myro if it breaks 6 cents. So on the 4 hour, it's going lower. On the 1 hour, looking bullish, but this cycle, by the time we cycle out the 4 hour, we're probably going to be finding the bottom of zone 3. Okay, let's look at the 1 week. That's it. We talked about this before. On the last video I did after the live stream, I posted a video yesterday, and I said you had a high, a lower high, and another lower high crossover coming on the stochastic. Okay, so we have a lower low and a lower low, and I think we got to have this last crossover and a dip down here before we're done. And that's why I'm thinking that we're going to come down here to the bottom of this box at 6.8 cents, and if it fails that, the top of box 4 at 4.3 cents will be your Myro support. So that is Myro. Myro is a good meme to play with. Kelly says that it could reach $100 a coin in this bull run. That's kind of what I've heard. I do remember hearing that somewhere myself. Thank you, Kelly. All right, win. I need a win. I need a max win right here is looking at negative price discovery. This is true negative price discovery, or at least what we see on this chart. It's never been this low. So we're at 0.0017, and it looks like this 1 day wants to cross over, but again, looking at the lagging MACD oscillators, this is looking limp. This is not done. We're going to languish down here. This is not done. Looking on the 4 hour, it's bearish. We got a ways to go. 1 hour is bearish. So this is a trifecta of bearish. I'm going to keep my eyes on this. Let me check the 1 week. The 1 week is not looking good. It tried to cross over, and now it's crossing over bearish. Where could it stop? I don't know, because we don't have anything below here. We're in negative price discovery. Maybe it'll go negative. Maybe they'll pay us. They'll pay us to hold win. That would be a win, wouldn't it? We'll give you $500 to grab a million win. That would be nice. That would be a win. All right, next, Rocky. I got a bag, 100,000. I had picked up an extra 80,000 at 0.001, and now we're about to cross over here, but it's still looking limp on the MACD oscillators. See, that's how you use this. This one lags, and it can confirm or deny what we're thinking that is about to happen on the stochastic. Okay, so the strength of this crossover is weak because these are pointing down, and we need to cycle down. Looking at the 4 hour, negative crossover, and see, that's why that stochastic is not to be believed. This impending crossover is not to be believed yet because the 4 hour is negative and the 1 hour is very bearish. Look at the divergence of the blue line and the orange line and the MACD oscillators on the 1 hour crossing over with 2 red bars on the histogram. That's how you read that. So looking at the 1 week, look at that crossover. I might be getting another bag of Rocky if it can come down to 3 zeros and a 5. The good thing is when you're playing the DCA game, it's cheaper and cheaper to grab 100,000. You know, right now, $82. If we get to a 0.0005, $50. So we'll just see. There's no rush on it though. I think I can wait. Now that I've got 100,000, I don't have to rush. I don't have to worry, is it going to bounce up? Because when we were down here, I was waiting for it to go lower, and it did this. Then I was waiting for it to go lower, it did that, and then just kept going up. And then it came down and then went up again. Then I started the waiting game, and it did this. And then finally, I said, I'm just going to buy it at 0.000 or 001 just to get it off my chest and get it over with to start the DCA game, because it's very hard to get the exact bottom. All right. So it's a Brian Armstrong project, and it just had a big dump like everything else. Research coin. What's the symbol on research coin? I'll look out hedge and Kendu. I'll come right back to that, JT, as soon as we get through these memes. Boom, looking bearish. It violated the bottom of the support resistance zone. So we're in almost going to be looking at negative price discovery, but we have to take out 0.006477 to get into negative price discovery. That's the low for BOEM, which I would be looking to trade if it can get that low, because there's a ton of volume on BOEM. All right, let's see. Analos, that's backwards Solana. Actually looking like a nice low point here. This one might be ready to flip bullish on the 1 day. There's a crossover that unfurled and crossed over again. So this might be a low. It is at least matching, or it's a little bit lower. It's a negative price discovery too. But you can flip this one on Solana on your Tangem app, which is fantastic. All right, Neversol is about to find the all-time bottom here and go into negative price discovery. Turbo's at 0.0042 and looking very bearish. Look at this oscillator falling off a cliff, very limp. Bearish crossover on the MACD oscillators. The 4-hour, bearish. The 1 hour, bullish. I think this means that we're at least going to find the bottom of this channel, which is 0.0036, and I might pick it up on Bitmart if it does get down that low, or if it, say, comes all the way to the 200 EMA at 0.003. If it can match this touch here, it did it once at 0.0029, and I missed it, okay? I've already flipped this a couple times and made a little bit of money, but I'll probably grab some turbo again just to swing trade it up to the next run. Grok is at 0.006 and looking limp. I think this is going to unfurl and go lower. Looking bearish on the 4 hour, and on the 1 week looking bearish. Grok is probably going to violate zone 3 and come down to zone 4. And like I said before, if we can get to 0.002 on Grok, I will be swing trading it again. Now, let's do one more, and then I'll pick up those 2 suggestions. Brett, the fantastic Brett. Look what it wicked down to. Oh, my gosh. It wicked down to 8 cents, guys. I missed it. It's currently at 9 cents, but let's see. Still looking bearish on the stochastic, although this is trying to curl up. But the MACD is looking nasty. So I think it is going to go lower. Let's see. The 4 hour on Brett, it has pulled off a green candle. So maybe it's consolidating. The 1 hour on Brett is looking bullish, but it's probably going to bump on the 50 EMA and come back down. On the 1 week of Brett, there are no oscillators as we don't have enough data. So I'm going to wait, and I'm going to probably wait on Brett. I want to see 8 cents before I start to DCA on Brett. I'm going to be greedy. I'd love to see 6.5 cents. There's other things that I can get that are already at a low that I probably won't need to fool around gambling too much on Brett. Now I can get back to what JT said. HEGE and Kendu. Never heard of them. HEGE, hedge. It's on MEXC, so that's good. And that's an ugly chart. That's an ugly chart. That's an ugly chart. Where did you where did you find this dog? What's the tokenomics on it? This looks like a gamble to me. There's not enough price history on it. It's a meme. Okay, you got 1 billion, 24-hour volume, 691,000. Not bad. What chain is it on? It is a Solana meme. Okay. So, I don't know. I would need more data on this one because with this much data, that's not enough for me to really make a solid decision on it. So at this point, I would say this one is a gamble and needs to wait until it finds a low point. On the next one, you said Kendu. I have heard of Kendu. That's a meme, isn't it? Let's look and see what Kendu looks like. It's on Bitmart. Let me pull up Bitmart. That's kind of interesting. Okay. So it looks like it's probably going to come back down and find a bottom down here at, what, 5 zeros and an 8-7? And maybe come back up. Looking bearish on the 1 day. Yeah, a little bearish on the 4 hour and bearish on the 1 hour. It's going to continue to go down. So I don't think it's hit a bottom yet. That one is sketchy. Let's see. Let's look at the Kendu. There's other memes on Solana that have way more price history. Ooh, that's a trillion supply. But it's got a lot of volume, 2.3 million. You know, I would go for BOEM before this. So say, for example, let's just look at Book of Meme. So looking at BOEM, it's on Solana. Look at the 24-hour trading volume on it. You know, if you're going to get something with a massive supply, and this one has 69 billion, which is less than that Kendu. But look at the 24-hour volume, $244 million. The market cap, $500 million. So if I'm going to gamble, I'm going to play with BOEM. Look at this price history. I've got a box there. I can read this chart a little bit better than I can on Kendu. So I would be leaning towards BOEM if I'm going to gamble. Okay, so I think we got them all. Overall, let's see how much more red that we can get in this market. And let's go back to the point of beginning on Bitcoin. We're at 60,600 and just kind of side banding. And again, if we violate the 200 EMA, we could touch down at the red dash line at 52. But otherwise, I think 57 is in the cards. If we come back down to the 200 EMA a second and third time, you know what they say, once, twice, 3 times a lady. A little Lionel Richie for you. It's going to violate that line, and then we'll be able to enjoy 57K Bitcoin and possibly 52K. So now, I'll tell you what, now I can put some background music in. That is all we've got for this broadcast. I want to thank everybody for being here. Yay! All of my good friends in the house. And until next time, this is Carlton, your crypto pro. And I'm trying to find... I'm trying to switch here and I can't transition. Okay, well anyway, now I've got it. So, this is Carlton Flowers and I am out.